Hey, what's up, everybody? Today we are talking about the pros and the cons of living in Colorado Springs, and we're going to get started right now. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Mark with the My Front Range Living team, powered by RE/MAX Integrity. I'm a full-time real estate agent here in Colorado Springs, and today we are talking about the pros and the cons of living in Colorado Springs. Yes, that's right. We are willing to tell you the good and the bad about our fair city. So if you are thinking about moving to Colorado Springs, and again, if you're already living in Colorado Springs, some of these things you already know. So we're going to talk about those, and we're going to have a relocation guide opportunity for you later in the video, so hang around for that. So pros, let's start with the pros. We absolutely love Colorado Springs, so the pros were easy. We've got low property taxes comparatively, and that's pretty well nationwide. As we look, regardless of where you're coming from, our property taxes are some of the lowest in the country. Super, super reasonable. And again, that's countrywide. That's not just, if you're coming from Illinois or if you're coming from Florida or if you're coming from California. That's nationwide. Our property taxes are low. Another pro here in Colorado Springs is the weather. That's right. The weather is awesome. We have about 330 days annually of full-on sunshine, and that is super, super awesome. So we've got another great part about the weather is the fact that if it does snow one day, we because of that sun and we're at 6,500 feet altitude, it melts off the next day. So the weather is just absolutely gorgeous here year round. Interestingly, you're going to hear more on the weather in the cons. We'll talk about it after a bit. Another pro about living in Colorado Springs is our lifestyle. What do I mean by lifestyle? So we found in 2020, as the pandemic hit and people were able to work remotely, what we found was we had an influx to Colorado Springs because of the lifestyle, meaning we have hiking, we have biking, we have kayaking. Skiing is accessible if you want to do that. You can get in the wilderness. You can actually enjoy the city and the surroundings that you have in Colorado Springs. The lifestyle is just fantastic. We have all of those opportunities very, very close and convenient to our fair city. So the lifestyle is a huge pro for Colorado Springs. As odd as it sounds, our zoo is awesome. I can almost say confidently our zoo is better than your zoo, but I don't know where you live yet. So the Colorado Springs Zoo is absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's nestled up in the foothills of Colorado Springs, and it's ranked annually as one of the top zoos in the country. So one of the pros for Colorado Springs is our zoo. The last pro that I want to talk about is the Olympic presence that we have in Colorado Springs. And the reason I say presence is we have the Olympic Committee, we have the Olympic Training Center, we have the Olympic Museum. We are the City of Champions. We are Olympic City, USA. We have a huge presence here, and that's a lot of fun, and it's a huge draw for a lot of folks. So let's talk cons. That's right. You can't just love everything year-round, can you, Mark? No, I don't. Some of the cons of Colorado Springs, the insurance. Holy smokes, our insurance premiums are some of the highest in the nation. Why is that? We are a high-risk state, essentially, for just about every insurer out there. And it's going to tie into another con here in a second, but we have wind, we have hail, we have fire. We are susceptible to a lot of different natural events that can happen in our area. Sometimes we just get the perfect storm and it happens, but we are a high-risk state, and that makes our insurance rates some of the highest in the country. Another con that we have, we just don't have a whole lot of houses to sell. So while we would absolutely adore for you to be our neighbor and come see us more often than you currently do, we just don't have a whole lot of housing right now, and that's kind of a bummer, especially for those of us in real estate. This guy right here. And another con that we have, which kind of coincides with that housing shortage, is rising costs. When we moved out here in 2003, vastly different landscape when it came to just the overall cost of living, let alone the cost of housing. But we've got rising costs. So while renting used to be a more affordable option, it's definitely not the case anymore. Rents have gone up, and that has driven the cost of housing up as well. So rising housing costs is a con in Colorado Springs. Hey, we talked about the weather in the pros. Let's talk about it in the cons. That's right. Weather's bipolar in Colorado Springs. We can have an absolutely gorgeous day to start, and the next thing you know, boom, hailstorm. And they come on very, very quickly. It happens on what I would say an annual basis, pretty regularly. Also, we do get snow on occasion, nothing that I would worry about, but that wind and that hail that we were talking about with the insurance premiums, those just kick up out of nowhere, and that can be tough. It doesn't happen very often, but when it does happen, it can be very, very problematic. Well, hey, as always, we hope you found value in today's video. Like I was telling you earlier, we have a relocation guide. If you're thinking about moving to Colorado Springs, you can check out that link down below in the video description. That's yours for free, no obligation whatsoever. It would mean the world to us, as always, if you would hit that sweet, sweet thumbs up button down below. And it would mean the world if you hit subscribe, that little bell down below. We are putting out content every single week to help you make Colorado Springs feel like home. Once again, I am Mark with the My Front Range Living team, powered by RE/MAX Integrity. Thanks for stopping by. We appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you soon. Have a great day.